All right, so this month Haven made over $360,000 and it actually passed the biggest month ever. So going back to the time when we started scaling, the last biggest month was $299,000. So obviously in November, there's a ton to unpack. And I'm gonna be breaking down every single thing. So what happened the entire month, especially during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of the ads, the offer that we were running, and also all the website changes that we made during this time period. So it's gonna be packed with value, so you guys better be paying attention here because it's a really great month. All right, and before we get right into it, Gage, the founder of Haven and co-owner, actually just joined into Conversion Club. So if you guys want to join our meetings, ask questions, build brands together, network, all that stuff, I'll have that down below in the description. All right, so let's break down the overall month of November really quickly. So total revenue again was $360,150. It was a great month. It's obviously up 92%. We had full inventory. Everything was running pretty smoothly, especially with Black Friday, Cyber Monday. The conversion rate was 3.87%, which is great, up 30% over last month. Average order value did decrease by 13%. That's because of the sale that we're running, which I'll talk about later. Total orders was 4,444, great number. And yeah, so everything went really well. All right, so now let's get into the changes. One of the most common questions that I always get is like, how do you run ads and what kind of ads are you running and all that stuff? So let's just break it down on a very successful month. So for the month of November, we spent $157,361 in Facebook ads, which also I think is the biggest amount of money that we spent on ads this entire time. So we're breaking records on pretty much everything right now. There are a bunch of different ad campaigns that I have turned off since then. One, because we ran out of stock. We actually sold out for Black Friday. So that was good, but also bad in certain regards. We couldn't really fully scale up to the maximum amount that we wanted to. But from a campaign structure and perspective, everything was pretty standard. So if you look at this one right here for Black Friday specifically, the campaign structure is broad and an audience stack. I actually ended up turning off the audience stack. Now looking back at it, after Facebook finally attributed all the sales, maybe I shouldn't have done that because of a $36 cost per purchase. But the difference between these two campaigns was, one, the audience stack is a stack of Shopify Plus audiences. It's also our pixel audiences, retargeting, all that stuff packed into one kind of interest targeting or suggested interest targeting. The other one is an exact replica in terms of all of the creatives. So the creatives are the same in both of these ad sets. The difference is this one's completely broad, no interest targeting or anything like that. Now, if we take a look at the ads themselves, pretty standard. So these ones are all like normal ads we kind of run over and over, but Black Friday is just slapped across all of it specifically for this campaign. There were a couple Black Friday campaigns that we were running. Obviously Black Friday is over now, so I had to turn these ones off because it doesn't really make sense. What I thought was kind of cool, and I came up with this marketing angle, especially with the product that we're selling. So if you look at this Black Friday ad right here, Black Friday is an American only thing. I just thought that was a great angle to take. Same with this one as the top seller in this campaign. Perks of being American, freedom, and you got Black Friday sales. So those hit pretty hard and they were pretty dang successful. So if you look at some other campaigns, they were also pretty standard structures. So the only ones that I really added onto there is we got some shipments of the college polos that were selling really well. So we have, I think, 8 now college polos. So the other campaign that was new and we added was another college inspired polo campaign. We actually got a lot of our college inspired polos back in stock. So we were able to scale those up a little bit as well. And you can see that campaign right here, and it's actually still running. So I didn't do a Black Friday sale on them. I just kind of scaled up the campaigns that were currently running if you watched my last video. And also, by the way, after you finish this video and get like the nitty gritty details, I just dropped a Black Friday Cyber Monday vlog. So I vlogged the entire process and what I was doing during that time. It's definitely a new style and format of video on my channel, but if you're interested in that and what it's like and a little bit more personality rather than just teaching, it's a great video and you can click it down below in the description. Maybe I'll put a little card here too for later. But for the college campaigns, I added some new images because we got some photos back from our photographer. So I just threw them into a regular campaign. They're not CBO. This was actually an ABO. So all of the ad sets under this campaign were by the polo college inspired location themselves. And I was also running on a pretty low budget just because we didn't have that much inventory in stock, but they did really well. And a common theme here that you probably are noticing now is that everything that we're running, I think 100% right now, is image ads. Image ads crush. Way easier to create, way easier to generate a bunch of different angles for them, all that stuff. So if you look at this one here, this is $20 cost per purchase, which was the low, actually that's not the lowest. This one was $20 cost per purchase. No, sorry, $15 cost per purchase. Just a up close shot of the actual polo. And it's smoky polo, Tennessee. That's it. Image ads crush. So easy to make. I don't know how to explain this anymore. besides just showing this to you. Like, this is not hard to make, and they do really, really well. And I think a lot of people just overlook them, and they think they need UGC content all the time and whatnot, and you really don't. You just need a good product, a good angle, and some good image ads. Nothing major change wise on the ad structure and strategy. There's a couple Andro campaigns running, which is just, letting Facebook do its thing essentially. And all I did during this time period was just increase the daily budget. So I'd increase it about 20% day over day as sales were continuing to scale. So now let's move on to the strategy on the website, and I'll cover the offer as well. But so the strategy on the website, updated with Black Friday, Cyber Monday verbiage, right? So like offer at the top, offer here, and forgive me for this, I'm on a bigger monitor now, so this isn't dynamic or whatever. I actually need to fix this. But one of the first changes that we made over the month was instead of having a photo like this, or maybe like this as the first product photo, I went them all back to the mockup. So they're all just super clean. They convert a little bit better is what I noticed. So I was testing out between having this photo as the first one when people land on the page versus this one. And this one outperformed it, so we changed this back to all of the mockups. Another really cool thing that I did over the time period, which really, really helped conversion rate, was adding the swatches of the colorways. So I had to group them all by different types of product, but this one specifically, you could do white, red, black, blue. And so if any of these were sold out or anything like that, you could just grab another color really quickly. This definitely helped prevent people from just bouncing on the website if it was sold out in their size. They didn't really want to kind of stick around and look for another product. They wanted that one. But now with the options of colors, it was really helpful. And so I did this also with polos that were like kind of the same vibe, right? So the dandelion is right here. We got like the full bloom. So you can click onto that one. It's kind of similar. They're both flowers, and there's twilight as well, also flowers. And then similar pattern for the Get Jiggy one. This has definitely helped with conversion rate and kind of mapping these all together to give people options while they're shopping during the holiday season. I also did a test for urgency. So I actually removed this for a little bit and put it up at the top, and it didn't really convert as well. So I put this back to where it was and just said Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all polos $50. We're still running the sale right now. But I did a little quick test, and the conversion rate was not as good in terms of AOV. Conversion rate was fine, but average order value of how many polos people actually ordered, it did lower. So I put this back here, and it increased that. So just did a little quick test for you guys. Another thing I did on the back end that I don't even want to pull up evidence for or whatever. So what we did is we want to get really good reviews on Facebook and stuff, because people really love the product and they love the brand, and they just don't have an incentive to go onto Facebook or Instagram, wherever they purchased it from, and leave a review. So what I did was have an email flow set up to any people that purchased after 10 days. So let them wear the product for like 4 days or so after shipping and all that stuff. They were incentivized to write a Facebook review, Instagram review, Shopify review, whatever it may be, and you get a discount code on the next order. That's been helping. We actually got like a decent amount of reviews coming in. So that is good to see, which is super, super important. If you don't know, Facebook's quality score for businesses is very strict nowadays. So having more reviews and good quality ads and getting good metrics on them in terms of quality score overall, and that includes reviews and whatnot, they give you cheaper advertisement costs. Like your CPMs will be lower, and we'll send it to a better audience. So that was super important to add, especially during this high volume period of time. Another thing I did change was shipping. So we dropped the price quite a bit from $68 to $50. Again, I'll talk about Black Friday later, but I dropped the price a decent amount. So to make up a little bit of margin, I did change the shipping from $4.95 to $7.95. Did not hurt conversion rate at all. And it also just gave us a little bump in profit, essentially. Also, during this time period, I did test out some upsells in the offer. It was really hard to do some of the math, so to where it made sense to actually have people buy more. For the first couple days of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, it was like buy 2, save on shipping, you get free shipping. Buy 3, get $10 off. Buy 4, get $20 off, or whatever it may be. Like mathematically just kind of scaled up, and it actually wasn't like converting that well. Like the AOV was not like changing at all, really. So not too many people were taking that offer. A lot of people were just buying 1 or 2 anyway. So I thought it was kind of pointless to give up that margin. If they wanted to buy 4, they were going to buy 4. It didn't seem like it was impacting it a whole lot. So I actually ended up removing that, and now there's no offer since the sale is the offer. And so it's just all polos are $50. Buy 2, free shipping, scale up from there. So buy 4, it's $200. That actually did increase the AOV post the first few days of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So that was a good move. There was no point in giving an additional discount on Black Friday. It was also like a little bit confusing. One of the bigger things that I did do though, to get people to go onto the cart and also check out through Shopify and see all the upsells in terms of like the cart page and also the post-purchase and all that stuff, was I removed the dynamic checkout. So I was doing some research on this because I didn't really know. And it's always best to just test it yourself depending on your product and stuff like that. If you want a higher AOV, it's better to remove the dynamic checkout. So instead of being able to click pay with Apple Pay and just like show your face and then they just buy one and they're out of there, right? It's quick, it's easy, that's great. Your conversion rate's good. But if you want to rely more on AOV, which we do, especially during this time because of the sale, I removed that. So now they have to add to cart and then it shows, hey, well, add another one, you get free shipping. So it incentivized essentially people to add more than one and kind of threw it in their face. And also it allowed people to see our other products on the website that they might be interested in buying multiple for and multiple gifts for people. Those are the biggest changes in terms of Black Friday, Cyber Monday website design. So now let's talk about the offer really quickly. Because a lot of people are also asking me about the offer and like what we were running, you know, the profitability on it and all that stuff, which of course I'm going to break down at the end of this video. But the offer was pretty straightforward and simple for us. So our polo prices are normally $68 and we reduced them to $50. That is the offer. That was Black Friday in a nutshell. $18 off each polo. And I think it's a pretty good deal for the quality of the polos. We didn't really have to do anything super fancy. I mean, I tried to, like I was talking about with the add to cart stuff, trying to get people to buy multiple and giving them additional discounts. It just didn't really work out. And $50 is already like a solid price for a golf polo if you play golf at all or buy golf polos or clothing. Most of our competitors that we use the same supplier for sell them for like $120. So this is like a steal. So that was a strong enough offer and we have enough brand awareness and brand equity in the public domain and space, and people have seen the ads, we've been ripping them, that we really didn't have to go crazier with our sale and like the amount that we were taking off and structure and upsell offers and all that stuff. So that was the overall sale. And obviously it did really well. The first day it did $26,000. That was our biggest day ever. And later on in the month on Cyber Monday, we barely beat it, but $27,000 was the biggest day. So that's a new record to beat as well. The sale went really well. People loved it. You can see that the conversion rate here just started skyrocketing. Obviously, it's like a little bit skewed just because of Black Friday, Cyber Monday shopping and all that stuff. But the conversion rate over time has just been getting better and better, especially with like the small things that I implemented, like the color swatches here and stuff. It's just been really helping that out. And fun fact for you guys, if you're a beginner and just starting out and wanting to build a brand, or you're looking for a new theme, the theme that I'm using is completely free and I'll build it for you with the software. So I partnered with Zendrop and Shopify to make this happen. It's a carbon copy of my theme. You get to pick the niche. You can change all of that later on if you want. It's completely free. It takes like 5 minutes. You can just grab the theme if you just need to. But yeah, if you want to use the same one that I'm currently using with some pretty solid conversion rates here, 3.87 again, I'll drop that down below in the description too. And what's also nice about it, not only do you get the theme, but it's automatically going to be synced onto Zendrop for you. So Zendrop is what we use for all of our supply needs. So they do all the fulfillment, I should say. So we work with them in the 3PL out in Orlando. And so we send all of our product there and they ship it out directly to the customer for us, which has been really, really nice to take that off our hands because we were manually shipping it before. And that's just as a nightmare, especially at 4,400 orders in the month. So they've locked that down. The prices are actually insane. It didn't cost us technically anything more. But going back to if you do use that software to build out your store for you, it's already going to be linked onto Zendrop for you. So your agent and your supplier is already baked into that store. It's going to link it up and everything. And if you don't know what you want to sell, you just go into the marketplace and you can add any of the hundreds of thousands of products that they have available, shipping through either their warehouse or 3PL warehouses or from China, from US. You get to pick all of it. They've been super reliable and easy to work with, which is great for a supplier because if you don't have a good supplier, it's going to cause you a ton of headaches. Even if you're great at marketing and you're making sales, but your supplier is not good, you're going to run into so many nightmares with customer service complaints, returns, broken products, long shipping times, all that stuff. They handle all of this for you. And they also do automatic fulfillment. So we don't ever actually have to touch it. Every single day, the next day after the orders come in, it's automatically fulfilled and they start working on it, packing it up and sending it out. They also have 2 levels now. So there's like the drop shipping side of it and there's a 3PL side. So once you scale up your dropshipping store, I recommend moving to the 3PL. You have more control. But if you want to try out either and use them for your supplier for dropshipping, if you're just starting that out, or you want to use them for a 3PL, I'll link both of those down below in the description. I have nothing but good things to say. It's just been super smooth, especially during this chaotic time period. All right, so those are all of the changes that we made over the month and how the month has been going. Nothing too crazy. I'm glad we just have inventory that we were able to sell at this time. We've just been selling out so much. But of course, let me break it down for you guys what the actual profit was, because that's why you guys probably came here, because it's like, oh, 360 grand. Like, it's not profit. You probably made like 10 bucks. No, it's not true. Let me just break it down for you guys and show you what the actual costs and what the profit margins look like during the sale and also just this time period in general. All right, so the total revenue was $360,150. And now our biggest expense was advertising. Ads are so expensive nowadays, especially during that time period. The total cost of the ads was $157,361. That ate up most of the margin. We were running at over a 2 ROAS, which is really good because most of the month we were not doing the sale. It was just towards the end. Obviously, our profit margins went down and our ROAS needs to be higher while we were running the sale. But a lot of the scaling that was taking place before Black Friday, Cyber Monday actually really helped out with that. Now the next biggest cost was shipping costs. So we had, again, with Zendrop 3PL, great rates, but it is a big cost. You have to ship the product, and USPS increases their costs around this time of the year, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. So we had 4,444 orders. It's like a slight variable, but our average cost to warehouse, fulfill, and ship the product from Zendrop is about $7 an order. So the total cost for the warehouse 3PL shipping was about $31,108. That's actually not our biggest expense. I kind of did this in the wrong order, but our next biggest, or another big expense, was the cost of goods sold. So the actual polos shipped to the warehouse, plus custom packaging and all that stuff. And then for the last month, the cost of goods sold was $88,689. That's all the polo costs total. And so the next cost was Shopify fees, and we're on the Shopify Plus plan, so they're like a little bit better in terms of like transaction costs and stuff like that. But the total for that, all fees for the month, Shopify related, was $8,869. Then we've got the apps and subscriptions. So all of like the apps that we're using, they all cost money. Well, not all of them, but most of them cost money, especially when you're scaling something to a decent amount like this. They charge you based on like orders and stuff like that. It's really hard to say because they also charge you at different times, and if you scale up at different ways, and email marketing and stuff, but it was around $3,000. So those are all the subtractions that we have to make. What we actually have to do now is add some money back into our net profit because we got some returns. So we had $11,263 in returns. We're not going to get the Shopify fees back, and we're not going to get the shipping costs back and stuff like that, but we do get the polos back. And so the polos are going to go back into our cost of goods sold because now we have them back in inventory. And this one's like slightly harder to get more accurate because it depends if they're used or not used, but it's basically the return amount divided by the average order value times the price of the product on the cost of goods sold side. Doing that calculation, we actually have to add back in cost of goods sold $2,029 to the profit margin because we didn't lose them. And when with all those subtracted throughout the entire month, the total profit margin was $73,152, or a profit margin of 20.3%, which is really good. I will take $73,000 profit, especially during a massive sale and increase in ad costs and all that. So very profitable month, the biggest month yet. And it went really, really well. And I'm filming this now in December, post this month being over, and this month might be better. So you'll have to stay tuned for that one. And if you guys want to see more of like the day in the life type of thing and how Black Friday actually went from my perspective, definitely check out the other video. I'll either pop it up here or drop it down below in the description. It's the Black Friday Cyber Monday vlog, new style. Let me know if you guys like it. I'm going to be making more of those, even if you don't like it. I just like doing them. But please check it out because it shows a little more personality and what I actually do on like a day-to-day basis a bit more. All right, cool. So that's it. Very profitable month. December is also crushing right now. It's going insane. You've probably seen the Shopify clacker going kind of crazy back there. So definitely stay tuned for the next case study. I'll break everything down, what we changed, what we didn't, and just keep you guys updated on the brand as we scale it up to the most that we possibly can. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.